What's up guys, it's Kelly, coming back at you with another storytime video here today. And before we get started, I just wanted to let you know that I'm going to be putting a link to my Instagram in the description. If you want to go give that a follow, I'll be posting frequent updates about future story times over there and just updates about the channel in general. So, without further ado, let's just jump right into it. And today's story time happened when I was around 13, so around the same age as the last story time video, and I was with a homie at the time, let's call him Dexter. And Dexter's in a decent amount of my story times from this period, so he's gonna be a reoccurring character, if you will. And this was one of those crispy summer days. I woke up, already knew what the plan was for the day. Now some background before we get into this. Dexter's house was always the hangout spot. Me and the homies would spend summers there, and it was just a grand time. And Dexter was actually one of the people who got me into smoking weed. And one of the first times I smoked weed was at Dexter's house. I didn't get high, but it was the first time I smoked pot. So, like I said, a crispy summer day, woke up, already knew I was heading to Dexter's house. And I get out the door and he's already calling me. So I'm answering, he's flipping out about something. And I'm like, man, what's up? And he's like, bro, there's this big graffiti artist and he's gonna come smoke with us today. And at the time, this artist was pretty popular in my city, so I was hyped, he was hyped. It was looking out to be a grand day. So I get to Dexter's house, and first mission of the day is to find something to smoke out of. Now, keeping in mind that me and Dexter look like children, probably because we kind of are, and it was hard to get any corner store to sell us any kind of glass. And I get like, oh, you could have made a bong or a pipe, but we were going to smoke with this guy. We were like 13 or 14, and this guy was like 17 or 18. We wanted to, like, we didn't want to look like children when we were going up to smoke with him. We wanted to pull up not looking dumb as fuck with an apple and a pen. So we were walking around for a few hours trying to get anyone to sell us a little pipe, and we finally hit this one corner store that I still go to this day. Shout out to the homie. And he sells us this blue water pipe, and it was the first time I'd seen a pipe like this, and I had no idea how to use it. It looked like a mini hookah almost, and it was super cheap, and I know that because the whole thing was made out of plastic, and between the two of us we had like 20 bucks, and we still needed to buy weed. So at best this thing was probably like 5 bucks. But regardless, peace secured, time to go get the weed. And we go to the plug that we've been going to for a while. Let's call him Oliver for this story. I think he's going to be in like 2 or 3 of them. I have a couple videos that I can make with this character, but not a staggering amount. So, generic ass name, Oliver, whatever. And we go to Oliver's house, and this was during the, I don't know if you guys remember the Zandemic. The fucking Zandemic was crazy. Everyone was popping Xannies like fucking Tic Tacs. And good old Oliver was one of our favorite Zanny users. And now I'm saying this because I don't trust his weed. I had never trusted Oliver's weed. He was a nice enough guy, but he was very fucking sketchy. And there's nothing to, write home about us getting weed. We got the weed, whatever. I don't know how much we got. I think like 2 grams or something, because I think we still had like 20 bucks after the 5 we spent on that fucking pipe. And we make the mission back to Dexter's house. And when we get to Dexter's house, we whip out this pipe. And we're smoking some of the weed that he's had previously, because we didn't want to smoke this weed, because this was good weed. Like, Oliver was a sketchy guy, granted, but 9 times out of 10, his weed was the best that our dumbasses could get. So we're sitting there smoking mids. I'm fine. I'm fine off the mid pack. We're listening to some good old SoundCloud. I have a couple videos of it in my phone that I was watching before this just to make sure that I could remember everything pretty correctly about this. So we're rolling up blunts, trying to figure out how to use this water pipe. We're having a grand time. And when I was looking through this, I don't know why we didn't just bring the blunt wraps. Like when I was looking through my Snap memories, I don't know why we didn't bring the blunt wraps. We should have. We shouldn't have spent money on this piece, and I'm saying piece very loosely because it looked like it would shatter upon impact of anything. I'm just interrupting myself here. I am listening to this back and I can hear the goddamn Minecraft music in the background. I apologize. So from here on out, there won't be any Minecraft music in the background of this. And we get the dreaded text message. We're not going over to hang out with that guy. I don't know what happened exactly, but Dexter kind of looked at me with like a sadness look. I remember this very vividly, looking at me. He's like, bro, it's not happening. And of course, we're both bummed, but whatever. So we whip out the weed that we had bought earlier in the day, and fuck it, we have more weed for ourselves for the night. Whatever, we'll make a night out of it. We'll have a nice night in. We'll order a pizza, whatever. Play some Black Ops 2, get stoned, have a grand time. So of course we have to smoke out of the piece we just bought, cause we're not wasting it. So he takes the first hit. He passes it to me. I take another hit. I feel fine for about a minute, and then it hits me. The nausea, the cold sweats, the feeling of death. So he looks over at me, and I guess he can see it in my eyes that I'm not exactly having a grand time. So we migrate from his kitchen to his living room. We throw on some Black Ops 2 or some game. I'm not 100% sure what it was, but I got a feeling in my heart that it was Black Ops 2. I have a hope in my heart that we had the knowledge to throw on some Black Ops 2. And about 10 minutes in, I'm still feeling like shit, and he gets a text from his buddy and telling us to come, like, what are you doing? You should come over, smoke, whatever. And he shows me, he's like, you wanna go for a walk? You wanna try and see if we can, have a good time over there? And I guess I said fuck it because we left. The second I left his house, I blinked and I was 2 blocks away. I turned around and he was further behind me than I was, which geeked me out even more. But I was teleporting. I blinked and I was 2 blocks away. I'll never forget that shit to this day. One of the scariest experiences of my goddamn life. And granted, he's only like 5 or 10 feet behind me, but I just stop moving and stare at him. And he catches up with me. He's like, bro, what the fuck's going on? And I'm trying to explain to him what just happened to me. And he's not really understanding like he is, but he thinks that I'm insane. So he pulls the plug on going to his homie's house. We go back to we turn around, we go back to his house. He texts his friend. He's like, yeah, Kelly's dying. We're not making it. So we get back to his house. I run for my life onto the couch, laying on the couch dying. And I vividly remember Dexter was in the other room ordering a pizza. I'm texting one of my homies that does not smoke weed, like ever, telling him what's happening, trying to, get him to bring me down, because I can't text or talk to Dexter. He's in the other room talking to some guy getting pizza for us. And the homie on the phone that I'm texting is making everything 1,000 times worse because he's sitting there trying to tell me that I got laced. I'm like, what? He's like, what are you feeling? Like, what's going on? And I'm like, my heart's racing. I can't really think right. Like, I'm sweating. He's like, bro, that's a symptom of getting laced. Looking back on it, a symptom of fucking what? Okay, no. Secondly, why? Why are you telling me this? Like, you don't smoke weed. I should have had at least some mental clarity to not text this one guy who doesn't smoke weed, but whatever. I'm texting him. He's making it worse. Dexter finally comes in. I show him the text. He kiboshes the conversation. He's like, bro, give me your phone. You're not talking to him. We have not been laced. You're just geeking the fuck out. Eventually, I do calm down. Once I get some pizza into me, we're playing some Black Ops 2, having a grand time. And fellas, I was fine smoking mids the rest of the night. We were still smoking after this. When I calmed down, I was doing more bowls. I was fine. He was still smoking the stuff that we had bought earlier. I was not touching it. But we kept smoking, having a grand time. So, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed that story time. Let me know in the comments what you thought about it, and I will talk to you guys later.